Welcome back, JAGs. I'm Aubrey Warmke, and today we spoke with students about the basic skills that have been forgotten. We visit a house that goes above and beyond with holiday decor, and we'll check in with JAG Sports. This is JAG TV. Making sure the school buses are running smoothly lets students take advantage of everything the campus has to offer. But what happens when there's a bump in the road?
Over 600 students ride the bus every day, and thanks to this high demand, there's going to be some traffic.
If buses are running late, it's a trickle-down effect because it'll affect them, then it go into their classes late, and then obviously they're interrupting their classes. In my opinion, if we could, I'd love to have drivers that only drive high school, drivers that only drive middle school, and drivers that only drive elementary. The problem that we run into is there's elementary buses that they have to drive elementary, and then that once they're done, then they drive junior high, then they have to come to high school. So if something's wrong at the junior high, it's going to affect us. So everything gets pushed back.
North Transportation Supervisor Stephen Hingleton says that most issues come down to one extenuating circumstance.
The biggest and foremost problem is personnel. So trying to find manpower in order to provide transportation has become difficult. So I think it's a nationwide search for bus drivers now. So the whole nation is kind of in flux, trying to find drivers to accommodate the school system. And I would say that's our biggest problem thus far.
And because of this domino effect, students and teachers are left to pick up their own pieces when it comes to relying on the bus.
So, because it comes so late, like I can't, if I need to go to like in the mornings to go like to other teachers before class, like I can't be able to go do that because my bus gets here right when the bell rings.
In the mornings it affects me because I get to class late, and then like if the teacher's like teaching, I'm like behind and I have to like ask the teacher like what he's talking about, so I have to like interrupt him, and then I have to interrupt my classmates by asking them like what's going on in class.
Usually it will interrupt warm-up time in the morning, so they have a system of coming and putting it on my desk to try not to disturb other students, but our doors are all locked, so somebody has to let them in, which kind of disturbs the flow.
Students have responsibilities outside of the classroom as well, but depending on fluctuating bus schedules, these responsibilities become harder to manage.
It impacts because students who have jobs, who don't drive, students who have to get home to watch a baby brother or sister, they're impacted because they're stuck here and there's nothing they can do about it unless they catch a friend to get a ride. Transportation, nobody really stops to think about how important and vital transportation is to the schools.
In the meantime, NEISD is always looking to hire more drivers.
Well, the Northeast Independent School District has a website, and if you go to the NEISD website and you look under departments, and once you get to departments, you go to transportation, and it gives you the opportunity to apply for a position, or if you actually go to careers and development in the transportation or NEISD website, it gives you insight as to what is required and how you can go about getting accepted.
While this issue is being managed as best as possible by those in charge, looking for alternative forms of transportation may be the quickest way out of this traffic jam. For JAG TV, this is Annika Vasquez.
Be sure to pay attention to when your bus is set to take you on their route. And if it's really causing problems, think about getting your driver's license. For today's students, being tech savvy has replaced other skills that were once more valued. Riley and Lawson investigate more.
These sentences are written in English, but to some students, they might as well be a foreign language.
I'm not sure why cursive writing is harder than students to read, but it's a common problem.
While some students don't know how to read cursive, teachers say that in the classroom, it isn't a major setback when it comes to learning and understanding.
I would think that it would probably impact them as far as what their teachers write or how they write or what it looks like. But since we've moved so much to technology and Google Classroom and printed assignments, I don't think that the common font is a cursive font.
According to a study from the Washington Post, About 59% of 5th graders in the country learn cursive, but the rise of technology is leading to a decline in this skill, along with the ability to read analog clocks.
7:29-ish. Wait, is the bigger hand like? The bigger hand's the minutes in the
12:01.
While students may not need to use these skills during high school, teachers are recommending students to learn them to be best prepared for what comes after.
College and writing quick notes in college kind of teaches you print and cursive. You kind of have to do like a combination sometimes.
And it's not just on school campuses where cursive is getting sidelined. Retailer Eddie Bauer recently redesigned the logo, saying that Gen Z can't read cursive. But hope remains. Many of these same students say that they were taught how to write cursive or read a clock in elementary school. Now they just need to use those skills.
Why cursive writing is hard for students to read.
A minimum, students showed to be able to read cursive handwriting without too much
difficulty, even if they cannot write it themselves.
7:31.
3:40. 3:40.
7:34.
No, I don't think it impacts their day-to-day. I just think that as an adult, like, you're going to eventually need it.
For JAG TV, this is Lawson Newton reporting.
It's beginning to look a lot like holiday season on campus. Rebecca has more with In Case You Missed It.
The holiday season is here and multiple groups on campus are putting on holiday-related events. Last Monday, choir held their annual holiday concert in the auditorium. They performed songs like Angels We Have Heard on High, Silent Night, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and more. And on Saturday, Student Council held their annual Winter Wonderland in the cafeteria. They had lots of fun holiday-themed games and activities. And don't forget, winter break is right around the corner, which means it's almost the end of the first semester and the second 9 weeks. So be sure to double check your grades in Skyward so that you get credit for all your classes this semester. Speaking of grades, it's time for semester exams. We talked to social studies teacher Lee Green about ways she recommends students prepare for their exams.
I always encourage students to come in and review their old tests and quizzes, learn from their mistakes. I also have weekly tutoring on how to take an exam more effectively. Things like breaking down words we don't know, eliminating answer options, things like that. Don't cram. I know we're all inclined to cram as much as we can in last second, but ultimately if you're overloading yourself and waiting, it's going to do more damage than good. Doing a little bit here and there, reviewing each night, even if it's just looking over those old notes and then going to new content, the more you interact with it, the more likely you are to remember. Physically writing things down also helps trigger parts of your brain that are linked to memory.
And when it comes to actually taking the exams, she has even more tips.
Always go through and answer the ones you know first. Get the points that you're guaranteed to get. If there's something that you're not entirely sure or have absolutely zero memory of, start it, come back to it, because you don't want to waste the time trying to answer something that you aren't certain you're going to get the points for. I'd also try to eliminate the answer options that I like to dub the Atlantis options. They're not even possibly the answer for it, and usually you can eliminate one or two of them right off the bat just based on your knowledge of the content. If you have narrowed things down to a 50-50, odds are good you know more than you think you do. You are in the course for a whole semester at this point. You've come this far, you know more than you think. I guarantee that you are more capable than you think you are.
And in the cafeteria, students need to step up their efforts to clean up after themselves at lunch. Assistant Principal Candace Pearson says it's an easy problem to solve.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem. Has been all semester last year as well. You know, if everybody would just pick up their own stuff, it would make a huge difference for not just each other, you know, as you're trying to find a spot to sit at the next lunch, but the custodians, teachers who are here on duty, other students that we ask to help out. So if everyone could just pick up their own stuff, it would make a big difference.
Finally, last week, Jostens was here during all 3 lunches for seniors to order their cap and gown in person. But if you weren't able to order then, don't worry. You can still order online on the Jostens website until Tuesday, December 19th. For JAG TV, this is Rebecca Sabin.
For seniors who ordered cap and gowns, the delivery date for orders is set sometime in early April. Fighting the urge to check your phone in class is hard, but even harder is when it's mom or dad waiting for a response. Lily and Danny have more.
While some teachers enforce a ban on phones, there's still classrooms where students are having to learn self-discipline to keep their eyes off their phones. And even then, sometimes it's parents who are breaking all the rules.
My parents, they be texting me, stay off my phone at school. They also be asking me how my grades is. They're not good right now though.
My dad usually just asks me what I want for dinner, or he tells me to get my missing work done, so.
My dad texts me and tells me to turn in my missing assignments and pay attention in class.
My parents be texting me screenshots of my grades about how I have missing assignments, and they tell me I need to lock in and get those grades up.
It's usually a screenshot from my teachers that like I'm missing assignments and stuff.
Math teacher Don Farias knows that being able to manage the distraction of a phone is a lifelong skill that needs to be adjusted at times.
Sometimes though I'll have a student say that they're having a family emergency, can they keep their phone nearby? And so we'll make a case-by-case situation about that. Either they can keep it upside down on their desk or packed away in their bag.
But whether it's your mom or your dog texting you, some teachers say classrooms still aren't the place for that kind of interruption.
Phones are very distractive, and it just, when you're teaching a STAR content like I am, I need their full attention so they can get all the teaks and the content that they need to be successful on STAR. And it's just a big distraction.
For JAG TV, this is Danny Butler.
This December, there are a lot of things to celebrate other than Christmas. We talked to students about what they do over the holiday season and their favorite parts of the month.
While Christmas is one of the most widely celebrated holidays in this month, there are many traditions that take place throughout December other than the Christian holiday.
My birthday is 5 days before Christmas, so I'm pretty much always on break, which is super nice because I get to sleep in and I typically don't have homework unless I've put stuff off and I have to do it over break. We go to a Brazilian steakhouse because my dad's birthday is actually 2 days before mine, and so we do like a joint birthday celebration kind of for my dad and I.
And of course, Christmas isn't celebrated by everyone. Senior Shahan Muhammad is Muslim. While he doesn't celebrate Christmas, he does enjoy getting together with family during the winter break.
I have a really big family, and we're kind of like all spread throughout Texas. Like some of us live in Austin, some of us live in Houston, and I'm basically the only one who lives in San Antonio. So we like to just kind of meet up and do whatever we can, play cards. It's more like, it's less time to celebrate holidays and more time to just kind of spend with family.
And even before then, until this Friday, Hanukkah is being celebrated. Sophomore Skylar Singer is Jewish and celebrates this holiday with her family.
It's a lot of fun because like the prayer we do is like before we light the menorah and stuff. It's kind of like singing almost, and so it's just like we do it together. It's just doesn't sound the best, but it's fun.
Enjoying food with family and traditional dishes is also a significant part of the winter season.
It's not like a potluck where we kind of like bring our own thing. It's more like we'll all show up here and then all of us help in making it and then we all eat it together.
For the first night of Hanukkah, we do matzo ball soup, which is really good.
And while some students may not celebrate the Christian aspect of the holiday season, they still might embrace some of the more secular aspects of the time.
The type of people like, as soon as like Thanksgiving ends, we put in like Christmas trees and stuff, decorate our house. It's usually like the same stuff as like normal Christmas families, except like usually like Indian sweets as well.
We have like a big Christmas tree, and we usually I put it up like yesterday night with my little sister, and we put ornaments, we put lightings around it. It takes about like an hour to do it because we have a lot of lights and ornaments.
For JAG TV, this has been Aubrey Wormke.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane, and Ethan with JAG Sports.
What's up, Jags? This week we bring you results from action on the basketball court. We spotlight some groups practicing during the break, and with the college football playoff beginning on New Year's Day, we preview the matchups and get some student picks. This is JAG Sports. First up, we check on JAG Hoops. The guys were in South San 2 weeks ago for the South San tournament, where they face teams from all around the state while they get ready for district play. This tournament proved to be a tough test with a couple of heartbreaking losses, 63-62 at Stevens and 43-42 to MacArthur. The girls took home second place in the NEISD Invitational to end their tournament play, with their only loss coming to Judson in the tournament championship. The Jags earned dominant wins against O'Connor and Holmes after a Harlan rally resulted in a nail-biter semifinal. The Jags advanced to the championship where they fell to the Rockets 51-38. The guys will take on the Churchill Chargers tomorrow night at 6:30 at Littleton, and the girls take on the Churchill Chargers Saturday at Littleton at 11. Christmas break is just a few days away, but there will still be Jags practicing and competing over the break.
Basically, since we have like our season's gonna start, we basically don't go anywhere, so we just stay here in town and practice and play games.
I think we have the first week of break off, and then the second week we're gonna practice like 9 to noon for a while to prepare for UIL.
And last but certainly not least, the college football playoff teams have been announced, and with that, here's Jordan to take us through the matchups and of course get some student predictions.
The matchups for the college football playoff are set. And New Year's Day, Michigan will take on Alabama in the college football playoff semifinal at the Rose Bowl, and the Texas Longhorns will take on the Washington Huskies in the college football playoff semifinal at the Sugar Bowl. The one team left out of this playoff in the most controversial decision in its history, the undefeated ACC champion Florida State Seminoles, after their quarterback got carted off earlier in the season but still managed to go undefeated.
My statement about it is obviously Florida State got hosed, but you can go over down the street to Roan Forest and find some 5-year-olds that are smarter than people who run college football, because the 5-year-olds can tell you that 5 does not equal 4. There's 5 conferences, there's 4 playoff spots. It's because of the crusty old men who run college football, who are stupid and couldn't get this playoff system in place before this year.
Johnson Jaguars will beat them.
Whether Florida State is or is not one of the best teams in the country is subjective. But what isn't subjective is that a lot of teams that were thought to be the best on conference championship weekend got beat.
Well, before Friday, didn't they think that Oregon was one of the best teams and Georgia was one of the best teams, and they got beat? They're not letting Florida State decide it on the field. They should let Florida State decide it on the field. They let Michigan in. They let Washington in. They were undefeated. There was nothing said about them. Does Michigan fan remember what happened last year where they got beat by TCU, who everybody complained got in?
So Florida State controversy aside, who actually is going to win the college football playoff? Let's hear it from the experts.
I think A&M's going to win it all next year. I think it's going to be Texas and Bama in the state champion, or not in the state championship, the national championship.
And who wins?
Texas is going to win.
Michigan, Alabama, give me your pick.
Oh, I got Alabama by 14 or more.
All right, Texas, Washington, give me your pick.
Oh, Texas, blowout Texas.
All right, so Bama, Texas rematch in the Natty. Who's winning?
Rematch, I got Texas by 10 again.
No, Texas, Michigan.
Or Texas?
Yeah, Texas, Michigan. And Michigan's gonna have to take that. Michigan national champions.
What do y'all think? Is Texas gonna win the Natty?
Roll Tide.
Michigan hasn't impressed me. I think Alabama wins that one easily. I think Texas beats Washington, and that could be an amazing game. That's actually a rematch of last year's Alamo Bowl, which is kind of crazy. I'll go the homer pick. I'll take Texas. I'll even though I'm contradicting myself there. Hey, just like the college football playoff committee contradicting themselves all over the place. But yeah, I'll go the homer pick and take Texas over Bama.
So Michigan and Alabama and Texas and Washington will meet on New Year's Day, with the winners facing off in the national championship on January 8th. One thing's for sure, this playoff is bound to be epic. For JAG Sports, I'm Jordan York.
That's all for this week, JAG. See you next time with more JAG action. Is that good? Okay, that's fine.
Some families take the holiday season more seriously than others. We visit a family who takes it to the next level. Abigail has the story.
Every year, the Friesenhunt family transforms their yard into a winter wonderland. Countless Christmas light decorations cover the area for all to see.
Honestly, it's a family tradition that's been handed down through our family. My husband's grandfather made a bunch of the stuff that's out here, and it's been passed from his parents to us now, and every year it gets a little bigger.
Many of the decorations are hand-welded, inspired by characters in children's coloring books. The Pokemon and dinosaurs are especially popular among the kids who visit.
Each individual bulb is just like a string of lights, and they're hand zip-tied on there in that line. We try to take care of what we have because we either have to learn how to weld or find a welder to help us fix anything.
Since 2005, the Friesenhahn family has been decorating their yard, catching the attention of their neighbors. Each year it grows a little bit bigger, attracting new visitors from farther away.
It's by word of mouth only. We don't post it anywhere, and we keep it low-key because it's a gift to our community here.
To mix it up year to year, they move around the decorations. Each part of the yard is home to a different theme.
I've never even thought to count. It's so much stuff. Well, we have like a little carnival theme, we have a little girls theme with pink, then we have our dinosaurs, and then in the back we have our gingerbread theme and all of that. So we kind of have a North Pole theme back there. And then our beach theme is the whole side of the yard over there. That one keeps growing because that one seems very popular.
And once the season is over, getting it all stored is its own challenge.
And my husband's a Tetris genie, so he can fit it all everywhere. 27th, 28th, we'll start tearing down. Just so we have a weekend of relaxing before we go back to work.
For JAG TV, this is Abigail Henning.
December is the month for gift giving. Some people will be shopping at the mall for clothes and jewelry, but you can also find some of the same items for cheaper.
As the gift-giving season has arrived, people are starting to shop for their family and friends, but most don't want to spend a lot of money, so we went shopping for a cheaper option for you.
Okay, I'm shopping for my mom.
And your price range?
That's actually whatever's left in my bank account, so yeah.
And what is one thing your mom likes?
Legos.
So for your Lego set, why let your mom play for herself when you can play with her? And here are some options. You have another Lego set that's $5. You have another one, $5, and your base set is only $3. And what is your price range?
I'm unsure right now, but I'd like to buy her some jewelry or some clothing, seeming as she likes those.
Your mom wants jewelry, but you don't know what to get her. Here are two gift card options. You can get her Marshalls or Macy's, so she can choose her own jewelry. Some students have a higher price range, so the higher the price range, the more items you can get.
For my little sister, and my budget is probably more around like $40 to $60 because I want to get her a CD player. So she likes music, specifically by Taylor Swift.
You want to rock out and have your own mini concert with Taylor Swift? Here are two options. You have a speaker, which is just one, and then you have another one that's a double speaker, and both are $5. So no matter if you're shopping at a mall or at your local Dollar Tree, you can still get a genuine gift for less of the price. For JAG TV, this is Madison Sparks.
For more updates before our next show, be sure to follow us on Instagram at JAG Student Media or on YouTube at JAG TV. That's all for today. See you next time, JAGs.